Good morning, all of you. In today's class, we will discuss about the topic enzymes. It is most important topic, and most of the questions will come from this topic. The syllabus of enzyme chapter is first definition of enzymes, their classification, factors affecting enzyme activity, isoenzymes. So isoenzymes definition, classification, and significance. So under these headings, we will discuss the enzyme topic. In today's class, we will discuss up to factors affecting enzyme activity. So introduction to the enzymes. So enzymes are biological catalyst. So catalyst nothing but that speed up the rate of biochemical reaction. And definition of enzymes means enzymes are defined as biocatalyst synthesized by living tissues. Means biocatalyst means they are the catalysts which are present in the biological system like living tissues, which increase the rate of reaction without getting consumed in the process. So what do you mean by substrate and product? So substrate means a substance upon which an enzyme act is called as substrate. Means so enzyme will act on the substrate to give the product. So product means the enzyme will convert the substrate into the product or products. Next, properties of enzymes are also called as characteristics of enzymes. All enzymes are protein in nature with a large molecular weight except ribosome. So except ribosome, all enzymes are protein in nature. And enzyme follow the physical and chemical reactions of proteins. So when we discuss about the protein chemistry, so whatever the properties of proteins, so all the properties these enzymes also have. And enzymes are heat labile and means they are denatured due to the heat, and water soluble, and they can be precipitated by the protein precipitating reagents like ammonium sulfate or trichloroacetic acids. They contain 16% weight as nitrogen. These are the properties of enzymes or characteristics of enzymes. So chemical composition of enzymes. So these enzymes may be a simple proteins or conjugated proteins. So simple proteins means here you can see in this diagram the composition apoenzyme cofactor and will gives the active enzyme which is called as whole enzyme. So the protein part of enzyme is called as apoenzyme, which is heat labile in nature, which is destroyed by the heat. Whereas non-protein part of enzyme is called the cofactor, or also called as sometimes coenzymes. If coenzyme combine with the apoenzyme, it will give the active enzyme. So when the substrate added to the active enzyme, it will give the product. Okay. So what do you mean by simple protein means? So simple protein will not contain any coenzyme or cofactor. They don't require any cofactor. Whereas conjugated protein means it is conjugated with the cofactor or coenzyme in order to form the active enzyme. So cofactor can be subdivided into two groups. So metal and small organic molecules. Like example like carbonic anhydrase require zinc. So here cofactor may be coenzyme or prosthetic group. So cofactor, when it is called coenzyme means cofactor that are small organic molecule loosely bound to the enzyme, that is non-covalently bound. Whereas prosthetic group means very tightly or even covalently bound to the enzyme. In that time, this cofactor called as prosthetic group. So come to the definition of cofactor. So the protein part of an enzyme not always adequate to bring about the catalytic activity. So many enzymes require certain non-protein small additional factors collectively referred to as cofactor for catalysis. So cofactor means nothing but they are the non-protein parts which required for the activity of enzyme. So these cofactor may be organic and inorganic nature. So organic natures means here coenzyme. So coenzyme is the non-protein organic, low molecular weight and digestible substance or molecule which bound loosely and non-covalent to the enzyme, which is associated with the enzyme function, is known as the coenzyme. If they ask in exam, if you are what do you mean by coenzyme means, you should write the definition exactly the same. So example here, glycogen phosphorylase, which require organic molecules like pyridoxal phosphate (PLP). Okay, pyridoxal phosphate, this is a coenzyme. And prosthetic group, when non-protein moiety or non-protein substance bound very tightly or even covalently to the enzyme and which is not easily separated by the dialysis is called as prosthetic group. Like the carbonic anhydrase enzyme require zinc. So zinc covalently bind with the carbonic anhydrase enzyme. So during dialysis process, this zinc is not separated from the carbonic anhydrase enzyme. That's why zinc here it is called as a prosthetic group of carbonic anhydrase enzyme. And activator. So activator is referred to as a inorganic cofactors like calcium, magnesium, manganese of enzyme necessary for the enhance the enzyme activity. So these are definition. So before we going for the factors affecting enzyme activity, other factors, coenzymes and isoenzymes, you should know all these definitions. What do you mean by coenzyme, prosthetic group, activator? Okay. And metalloenzymes. Sometimes they may ask for metalloenzymes, and during classification of proteins also they will ask. How they will ask means, in the classification of proteins they ask like metalloproteins. So metalloproteins, you can write the examples are metalloenzymes because enzymes are in protein nature. So what do you mean by metalloenzymes? These are the enzymes which require certain organic metal factors like activators for their activity. So these metal ions may be tightly bound with the enzyme like copper in the tyrosinase and may require for the enhancing the or increasing the activity of enzymes like calcium ions will activate the pancreatic lipase. So these are the metal cofactors like zinc, magnesium, manganese, copper, iron, calcium, and these are the enzymes which require the metal cofactors. Like example zinc, so carbonic anhydrase and carboxypeptidase and alcohol dehydrogenase will require the zinc. Likewise kinases like hexokinases, phosphorfructokinases and enolase and glucose 6-phosphate require magnesium. Likewise all these enzymes will require these metal cofactors. So come to the nomenclature or naming of enzymes. How enzymes are named. So each enzyme is assigned two names. First one is short and recommended name and convenient for the everyday use, whereas second one is more complete systematic name which is used when an enzyme must be identified without any ambiguity. Means, so recommended names are trivial names which give the simple names but it will not give complete information, whereas the systemic names will give the complete names and we can't any ambiguity, any confusion will not be there if you using systemic names. So what I mean recommended names, like most commonly used enzyme names have suffix ase, ase. Remember this one, whenever last ase will come means it will enzyme only. So this suffix ase will be attached to the substrate of the reaction, like glucosidase means this enzyme will act on the glucose, and urease means it will act on the urea, and also this ase will be attached to a description of action performed like lactate dehydrogenase. So lactate dehydrogenase and adenyl cyclase. So here the action performed by the enzyme will be named, And also some enzymes retain their original trivial names, which will give no hint of the associated enzyme reaction. For example, trypsin and pepsin. These are the hydrolytic enzymes which are present in, which will digest the proteins. So, initial founders, initial researchers, they give names whatever they thought, like trypsin and pepsin. But so these enzymes will not give any full information. My next one is systematic name. So in this naming system, enzymes are divided into 6 major classes. So each with numerous subgroups. And for a given enzyme, the suffix ase is attached to the fairly complete description of chemical reaction catalyzed, including the names of all substrate. So example like lactate NAD plus oxidoreductase. So this is the one enzyme name. Here you can see lactate is their substrate and NAD coenzyme is their oxidoreductase, the catalyzed type of catalyzed reaction also there. So this enzyme catalyzes the oxidation and reduction reaction. So come to the classification of enzymes. So enzymes are broadly classified into intracellular and extracellular. So intracellular means, so these intracellular enzymes which are functional within the cells and present in the cytoplasm are organelles or the nucleus. Example like catalase enzyme, DNA polymerase, ATPase synthase. These are the examples of intracellular enzymes. Whereas the extracellular means outside the cells. So these enzymes active on outside of the cells like digestive enzymes like pepsin and trypsin. So trivial names fail to give complete information. So in 1964, a systematic classification of enzymes has been developed by the International Enzyme Commission. So according to the International Union of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, IUBMB system of classification, so enzymes are classified into 6 major functional classes based on the type of reaction catalyzed by enzymes. So first enzyme class 1 is equal to oxidoreductases, first one. Enzyme class 2 is the transferases, enzyme 3 is hydrolases, enzyme class 4 is ligases, and enzyme class 5 isomerases, enzyme class 6 is ligases. There are the 6 enzymes are there. Enzyme classification are OTH-LIL, OTH-LIL. These are the classification of enzymes. So we will discuss in the next slide one by one. So principle of the international classification. So each enzyme has classification number consists of 4 digits. First digit, second digits and third digit. First digit is will explain the class, second digit will explain the subclass, whereas third digit will explain the or give information about the subclass, and 4 digit is the number of particular enzyme list. Example here, so enzyme class 2711 means, so here the 2711 is the name given to the hexokinase enzyme. So these components indicate the following groups of enzymes. In the first, 2 means it is the second class, that is the transferases. It will belongs to the transferases, and 7 is the subclass. So transferases here the transport of or transfer of phosphate group, and 1 is a subclass. Here alcohol is phosphate acceptor, and 1 is a specific name, that is ATP dehexose 6 phosphotransferase, that is a name given to the hexokinase enzyme. See, so this enzyme commission 2.7.11, that is ATP dehexose 6 phosphotransferase. So this is gives the full information. But for everyday use, we can't use this enzyme commission class or IUB classification names. That's why we regularly use systematic simple names or trivial names. So come to the first class, that is oxidoreductases. So these oxidoreductases catalyze the oxidation and reduction reactions like, so oxidation reduction also called as redox reactions. Here AH2 is a substrate and B is a substrate. From AH to hydrogen atoms are transferred to the B, then B is reduced to BH2. So examples of oxidoreductase enzymes are LDH, that is lactate dehydrogenase, glucose oxidase, peroxidase, catalase, and phenyl hydrolase. If they ask only two example means should write classification, what do you mean by oxidoreductase, and example, at least two examples with reaction you have to write. Here ethanol will be converted to the acetaldehyde by the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase. Here NAD plus act as a coenzyme, you will accept the hydrogen ions from the ethanol to form the NADH plus H plus. Likewise lactate will be converted to the pyruvate by the enzyme lactate dehydrogenase. So here coenzyme is NAD plus, also will accept the hydrogen ions to form the NADH plus hydrogen. So next class is transferases. So transferases are the group of other than the hydrogen is transferred from one substrate to the another by the transferase. In the Frievex example, hydrogen atoms is transferred, whereas in the transferase other than hydrogen other groups will be transferred. Okay, here you can see this is a AR is a one substrate which contain the one group and B is the another substrate. From the A, R group is transferred to the B to form the BR. The examples of transferases are transaminases like ALT and AST, phosphotransferases and kinases, and transmethylases and transpeptidases and transacylases. Means here transaminases means transfer of amino groups. Phosphotransferases means transfer of phosphorus group, and transmethylases means transfer of methyl group, and transpeptidases means transfer of peptide group, and transacylases means transfer of acyl group. Likewise here, so glucose will be converted to the glucose 6-phosphate by the enzyme glucokinase or hexokinase. Okay, so here ATP will be converted to the ADP. So ATP will donate the phosphate group to the glucose to form the glucose 6-phosphate. Here at the 6th position phosphate group will be added, that's why glucose will be converted to the glucose 6-phosphate. Likewise fructose will be converted to the fructose 1-phosphate here by the enzyme fructokinase, and ATP will convert to the ADP. Next class is hydrolases. So hydrolase catalyze the hydrolysis of ester, ether, peptide, glycosidic bonds by addition of water. Here one substance will be there, to that water molecule will be added to form the AH and BOH divided into two molecules. So examples are hydrolase. All digestive enzymes belongs to the hydrolase enzymes. Any digestive enzymes you can write it for the examples of hydrolases like peptidases, so protein hydrolysing enzymes, like, and also carbohydrases like amylases, maltases and lactases, and also lipid hydrolysing enzymes like lipases and deaminases and phosphatases. Next example here, lactose will be converted to the glucose and galactose by the enzyme lactase by adding the water molecule. Likewise maltose will be converted to the glucose, and glucose means it will give the 2 glucose molecule by the enzyme maltase. Next liases. So liases catalyze the removal of groups or break the bonds without the hydrolysis. So example like fumarase, carbonic anhydrase, aldolase A and enolase. So these are the examples of liases. So example fructose 1,6-bisphosphate will be converted to the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate plus dihydroxyacetone phosphate by the enzyme aldolase A So here you can see, so fructose 1 phosphate will be cleaved to the two molecules, glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and dihydroxy S1 phosphate. Likewise, 2 phosphoglycerate will be converted to the enolase, by the enzyme enolase to phosphoenol pyruvate. These are the two examples of ligases. And isomerases. So isomerases catalyze the optical isomers, positional isomers and geometrical isomerization of substrate. So here, A is the substrate, will be converted to the optical isomer, which is represented by the A superscript. Examples like isomerases, mutases and alanine racemase. Here glucose 6 phosphate will be converted to the fructose 6 phosphate by the enzyme phosphohexose isomerase, and glucose will convert to the galactose by the enzyme epimerase. Next, ligases. So ligases catalyze the binding of two substrates by using energy, usually hydrolysis of ATP. So example like acetyl-CoA carboxylase, glutamine synthetase and pyruvate carboxylase. So acetyl-CoA will be converted to the malonyl-CoA by the enzyme acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Here ATP plus biotin carbon dioxide will be converted to the ADP and inorganic phosphate and biotin. Here ATP, hydrolysis of ATP will give the energy for combining acetyl-CoA to the carbon dioxide to form the malonyl-CoA. Likewise, pyruvate will combine with the carbon dioxide and finally form to the oxaloacetate. Here also ATP hydrolyzed to give the ADP plus inorganic phosphate that will give the energy for ligases. Here few of the enzyme nomenclature which will confuse, like synthetases and synthases. So what is the difference is, synthetases enzymes will require the ATP, whereas synthases there is no ATP required. And also like phosphatase and phosphorylase. So phosphatase uses water to remove the phosphoryl group, and phosphorylase will use the inorganic phosphate to break a bond and generate a phosphorylated product. And dehydrogenase. So dehydrogenase like NAD or FAD is the electron acceptor in the reduction reactions. And oxidase, oxygen is the acceptor, but oxygen atoms are not incorporated into the substrate. And oxygenases. Oxygen is the one or both oxygen atoms are incorporated. So these are the enzymes which will confuse during metabolism chapters. So just if you know these details, you can fairly understand the